Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and I thought I'm going to squeeze a few of the readings which I promised you to do with Le Marseille Blue, the handmade deck by Jo from 282 Tarot. I will link her account below so you can go and take a look and check out and just follow her journey with this deck, because right now I have only majors, but she's going to produce a whole deck, which will be amazing, because I've seen the comments that a lot of you actually would be interested in a whole deck, which I understand. I love the full decks as well, but I promised you to see how this deck reads, and since I have majors only, I use often the spread which I call where is the full heading. So I pick a full as a significator. I made a video about this spread, so I'm going to link it below as well so you can check it out. But briefly, I pick a card before and after the full, and then I read the 3 cards as a short reading. I don't have any questions from people. I didn't want to do it because they're not like full readings. This is just an attempt to be playful and show you how Marseille major only deck can work. So this is without a context, which makes it of course a little bit more difficult, but for this reading's sake I think it's quite interesting anyway, and I hope that as a parable you can take, whoever gets the reading, you can take it and like like fit your own life. So let's see, this reading, the first reading is for Diane, and as we see here, Diane, I think you have been going through a bit of a rough time, maybe. You may be not rough, but in general it's a bit of a changeable time in your life, and I have a feeling, intuitive feeling, that you might be walking in circles, like going in circles. It seems like you might want to change something, but there's just something stopping you. So before you actually head over to the next chapter, you have to finish something. So here the cards are pretty clear, but to introduce this change, you will have to kill something before you move on past death. It's interesting how death and the Fool look similar, so maybe in a way you have to like strip yourself to bare bones, like see what's really important for you and what you can really let go of, and stop kind of repeating the same pattern over and over again. Once you strip yourself, like do like a Röntgen photo for yourself, you will be in a position to actually move past death and start a new chapter. So before you head to the future, you've got to end something. So this is the advice from the Marseille Blue for Diane. The next reading is for the Sacred Seekers the Sacred in Everyday Seeker. And here we had the Fool, the Tower, and the Hangman. So for you, darling, I can see that your life might have been a little bit intense as of recent times, quite a full-on time, and you seem to be moving into a relatively slower motion. We can see here that the Fool probably fell down, Tower very often symbolizes an awakening, also a great idea, as something that opens up your mind, and often it can symbolize also renovation or something that you expand your knowledge. For you though, it seems like you are being asked to release a little bit of control and not to be so attached to the past, in a sense, that also you will be moving from very active time, from this intense, maybe changeable time in your life, to a slower period. You are being asked actually to just hang, to chill, to take it easy, to surrender the control a little bit. It will be easier for you when you just withdraw a little bit, actually, and like shake off yourself from the fall, whatever the fall means, because the fall doesn't have to be difficult. But even if it happened, even if a change happened for you that made you realize something important, right now it's time for integration, and right now it's time for you to see your life from another perspective. It seems like, your life can be turned upside down, but this is a good thing, and you just need to allow yourself time to integrate it, because this hanged man here, he just wants to stop you in your tracks, and turn you upside down, so that you can maybe see and integrate that period of your life. So the Sacred in Everyday Seeker, this was for you. The next one is from Eliza West. And what do we have here? Okay, Eliza has the Lovers and the High Priestess. So here we have a totally different energy, and since we don't have a context, we don't know if it's going, or if it's happening, like what's happening, if it's the relationship or if it's the decision. I will go here with the decision. It can be about the relationship though, but very often we can see that like the Fool maybe made a decision, or is being asked to make a decision, but is being asked to be careful, because some of the facts can be hidden behind that curtain of the High Priestess. So in some ways you are being asked to make an informed decision, and to make an informed decision you might need to study a little bit more, or you might need to give yourself some time, go within to find and allow all the kind of facts and answers to come to you. In some way, you're being asked to head over to this like wise old part of yourself which knows, and to gather all the information needed to read yourself like an open book. So you might come across some facts that will enlighten your decision making, or maybe also you are making a decision, or you need to make a decision that asks, like the Fool needs to study a little bit more. Very often the High Priestess is also a card of additional study, additional gathering of information, additional initiation into the process of acquiring knowledge. It could be some professional learning, some extra studies you need to do, maybe finding a teacher. If it's a relationship, there might be some hidden factors that come up for you, that maybe intuitively, but not allowing yourself to see, and now you're being asked to see that, so to see it, to feel it, so that you can actually make an informed decision, Eliza. So this is for you. And the next one is for Christine Skalla, and here we have a few interesting cards. So we have the Pope, the Fool, and the Papess. So that tells me, Christina, that you are being in quite a studious and spiritually important period of life. Two of those, spiritual cards that come up, and the female and the male version of it, that could mean that you are moving, or you're being asked to include some esoteric knowledge to your exoteric studies. You are being kind of like sent off as a blessing from this Pope to acquire maybe again more knowledge, to tune in to yourself, and to maybe start using your knowledge more intuitively, gain some more experience from it. And there is a bit of teacher archetype going on here, because High Priestess and the Pope, they both quite high on teaching vibes. You also are being asked to connect tradition with intuition. So in a way, like this Fool is being blessed by the Pope, but also it's turning its back on the Pope. So maybe you finished some traditional studies and now need some more experience, and just use your wisdom to share with others. It's like it's not maybe a time to go and find another teacher or ask for blessings and stuff, but to tune into your own stuff and follow your own wisdom based on what you've learned until now. So in any way, it's quite interesting spiritual time in your life, and I'm pretty sure that you're finding out and experiencing and exploring a lot of different things right now. So the next reading is for Judy Craven, and Judy had quite an interesting one as well. I mean, all of them are interesting. Everyone is different, but Judy, it's quite for Judy, what can I say? You seem to be in quite a good period in your life. So you can see the fall comes from the sun into the temperance, so it seems to be quite balanced, harmonious, beautiful, quite easygoing time in your life. And I think, the Fool just keeps saying, keep going, keep maybe perfecting your skills, your talents, that the angel balances the water in particular way. There might be a slight, I can see 2 serpents here, there might be a slight change, maybe beware not to burn out if you take on too much. With the Sun card, it's a very positive card, but also if you do too much, you kind of burn out. So the temperance here is asking you to keep it harmonious, keep it balanced. It's a great time. Your inner child is shining. Maybe there are some kids that you can play with, but there is like a beautiful, harmonious energy. So keep perfecting your skills, keep showing off your talents, keep tempering, I always think of temperance like tempering or making a pencil sharp, so you kind of narrowing and perfecting yourself, your sun, your skill, your talent. So great period for you, Judy, keep going. And the next reading is for the cards and I, and here we have the Pope, the Fool, and the Chariot. So the Pope has come up quite a few times, and you know that I love this deck and the Pope card. So here we can see that you, the cards and I, you kind of got the blessing to act. So again, you might finish a study, or you maybe it's, you were asking for advice, or you were giving advice to someone, or you were in a period of time when you learned something. Maybe there was again like gaining skillful knowledge, and right now the Fool is saying, okay, it's time to move from advice searching for blessings or for giving advice only to action. So actually life can get a little bit more exciting, it can get a little bit more focused for you into action. So more doing, less studying or less learning, and moving with the blessing from advice searching and thinking about stuff and trying to find an answer from like this more mental kind of spiritual search to action and following your true heart and calling. So the cards and I, you have blessing to act, so go and act. Okay, so this is the first part of the readings. I might be doing more, maybe I'll do some on Instagram. I might share some of these on Instagram too, so we can all enjoy this beautiful deck. And this full spread, it's a great spread for majors only deck, because that's how you want to use it. One card before, one card after, and see where the Fool is heading. I'm waiting for your comments, people who got the readings, because it will be great to get some feedback also, how you see it, and if you can, in general, without me knowing anything about you, if you can kind of apply it to your own life. Thanks for watching, speak soon, bye.